channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Shanique, and it is only by the grace of God that I even get to sit here and make this video and feel such content and such excitement. Let's start from the beginning. I grew up in a Catholic church. I knew of Jesus, and that was because the priest would read Gospels and you would learn about his life. You know, when we were really young, we would go to what they called liturgy, which is when they take the children out during sort of the mass time, and we learn about Jesus, we learn stories. So it's just more like kid friendly. But once you get older, you then stop going to liturgy, and then you're like just sitting with the rest, like with everyone else, with all the adults. And that's when I used to just be so bored. And it didn't come from a place of sort of disrespect, like I don't want to listen to this, I don't want to be here. It was more of just, it's not really going through. Like, I know who Jesus is because I've learned about him, but there was no true feeling of, wow, I'm one of those people that I've learned he died for. Like, I just, that feeling never came. It was just someone, like, you sort of like learn out of a history book, you just learn about his life, and that was it. And I continued going to church, and truth be told, I think it was more of just something that I knew I had to do because it was just something my mum brought me up doing. So it was sort of like an identity, it was a routine as well. It was like, okay, we do this Monday to Friday, have a bit of fun, maybe a party, whatever it is on Saturday, but Sunday is church time. And that went on for a few years. And as well as that, my mum made sure, you know, we went to a Catholic primary school, we went to a Catholic secondary school. I went to a Catholic sixth form as well because it was all the same. I didn't pray. I hardly prayed. I didn't, you know, bless my meal. It was more of just, yeah, I believe in God because that's what I've been taught to believe. That's what I've grown up doing. And so it wasn't until, I guess, university where things started to change. University. I took full advantage of that freedom, and it just got the best of me. Back then, you're lost, you're doing your own thing, you're thinking you're living the life, but I wasn't. I have quite an addictive personality, and it's more so when I enjoy something or when, you know, I see something that, I don't know, works for me, whether it be a job or like a skill, I will just constantly pursue it. Like, I'll be obsessed with it and I will just want more and more and more of it. And I can say that that is a good thing now because I'm using it to do things like this. I'm using it to, you know, learn editing skills. I can't even believe I'm doing things like that now. I used to enjoy smoking weed quite a lot and then got a little bit experimental. It sort of changed the course of my life. And it was such a shame that that moment still didn't make me realise that, you know, you actually need to go back to him truly, not just say, you know, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus. It's seeking that relationship. But I still didn't know that I had to do that then. And I was still living life my way. What that looked like was continuing to pick roles. So this was after graduation, you know, picking roles that I had skills for, that I somewhat enjoyed, but they were still causing a lot of stress, causing a lot of burnout. It was living life, you know, partying, clubbing, smoking still, drinking, and still just feeling awful afterwards. I think I would tell myself, and you have those thoughts like, oh, I'm living my best life, you know. When I was by myself, when I was alone, that's when all of that would really hit me, or I'd just be left alone with my own thoughts, my own worries. And I never felt good. I always felt lost. I always felt like I had no purpose. And I just kept thinking, if I do this, if I get this job, if the salary increases, if I plan out my career and just work as hard as I can towards it, I'm gonna feel better. But it was always the complete opposite. I never felt good. I always felt like I could be doing more and I was never doing enough. And I just always felt like I was judged, like people were judging me. I'm sure that they never were. They never were. But I also dealt with a lot of anxiety, a lot of social anxiety, just a lot of fear of the future as well. I'm thinking about my happiness. I'm thinking about, how do I make myself happy today? How can I be at peace? You know, self-care, things like that, which is still important. But when it's just constantly like that, that is what brings on the worry. Because if you're not happy in that moment, you're just constantly thinking about ways to make yourself happy. What can I do now? Let me go out and do this. Let me go out and do that. Let me buy this. Let me do that. And it's just like, it will just never end. Because for me, the cycle was, let me buy this and I'll be happy. I'm happy for 2 seconds when that order came through, when I got that takeaway, whatever it may be, right? I did that thing and was happy for like a second. And then the worry would still consume me because, yes, I've bought myself that, but now I have less money. And I'm just going to do it again and have less money and then complain about my finances. Like, it was just, it never truly, there was no end to it. I was just constantly seeking ways to make myself happy. So I got myself a Bible and was reading that a lot more, was praying a lot more, and things just started to become easier in my day-to-day life. I was still working, I was still reaping the repercussions of stuff I did my way, but he made a way. God was like, let me show you. Even when you get higher up, you are still going to be stressed. You are still going to be burnt out. You are still going to be doing the most. Let me show you that. And I started to see things in that environment differently. I was like, oh. And that's when I knew, I was like, I've got to go, haven't I? Like, this isn't it. I've got to go. This isn't for me. And there were so many other things, but all in all, I just knew this was God trying to say, like, this is not what I had planned for you. Like, this role was a result of you trying to do life your way. So now that you have given your life, like, back to me, like, I'm in control again, let me show you what I actually have planned for you. I knew that it was just all him, and everything worked out so perfectly well. And I left at the end of 2023 and made my first sort of Instagram video just explaining that. And it was so weird because that day, like, I woke up and was just had the urge to make a video and explain that all. And I was like, this is weird. But that peace came again. It was just like, I feel nervous, like the feelings, I just had feelings of anxiety because your feelings are always just going to affect you. Like, your body is still going to do what it does. But when, as I said, when things come from God, like, it's just peaceful. So I was doing all this, I'm recording it. I'm having the thoughts of anxiety, like, who's going to watch this? It's so weird. And still just doing it. Like, I was still just like, but I know I need to do this. I just know I need to do this and I don't know why. Like, I need to. The moment I did it afterwards, I just kept thinking, wow, I enjoyed that so much and I want to do it again. And that was the start. That was the start of it all. And that was the start of me realizing that this is what God had intended for me to do. This is something that I enjoyed doing just as like a hobby when I was small, making little videos with my little sister. I remember we used to do that, and videos of me like singing and just being funny. And I would just make those on the home laptop. Like, that would just be it. Like, it wouldn't go anywhere. But I was truly just being myself, and I just used to really enjoy it. But again, you put that stuff on the back burner because you separate yourself from things like that because you just think you can't do it. Like, that's something that only, like, you know, people in America can do. Stuff like that, you know, you're just like, it's not for me. But I'm hoping that that is what this is. And I have that peace. I have that peace. I have that assurance. And there's excitement as well because my mind is just so full of ideas of what to do next already. And I told you about my personality, it's addictive. So it's like, if I like something, I'm going to pursue it. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. And that's what this is going to be. And that's what Soft Life with Shanique is. that concept of soft life is just meaning that when you are finding God, your life is at peace. You know, those things you might attribute to a soft life. I don't know. I don't even know, but I know I heard it in a song once and I was just like, oh, soft life. And I remember Googling it and I was like, yeah, that kind of feels like my life at the moment. I am truly excited to start this journey and I hope you stick with me through it. So God bless, take care, and I'll see you soon.